Welcome to Gentle Calm. If you have been putting real effort into creating more structure in your life, writing your responsibilities down, setting clearer boundaries, trying to close your workday intentionally instead of drifting out of it, and you still feel mentally tight or unsettled, there is a reason for that. It does not mean the structure is ineffective. It does not mean you are incapable of calm. It means your mind has not yet learned to trust what you are building. That distinction is important because many people assume that once they organize their life or create a plan, their internal state should immediately follow. They expect clarity to produce instant relief, and when that relief does not show up right away, they conclude that either the system is flawed or they are personally failing to implement it correctly. But calm does not arrive simply because structure exists. Calm begins to stabilize when structure proves that it will remain. Your mind does not trust intentions, even very sincere ones. It does not respond to promises in the abstract. It responds to patterns that are repeated often enough to become predictable. If you look honestly at your own history with systems and routines, you may notice a pattern that most people share. You start with genuine motivation. You organize your tasks. You outline your week. You set new standards for how you will handle your time and your energy, and for a short period, everything feels aligned. Then, life interrupts. You skip the review one evening because you are tired. You postpone your reset because something urgent came up. You keep working past the boundary you set for yourself. You stop writing things down and go back to carrying them mentally. None of these actions feel dramatic in isolation. They seem small and understandable. But from your mind's perspective, they are information. Your brain is constantly gathering information about what is stable and what is temporary. When a system appears and then quietly fades, your mind does not interpret that as a personal flaw. It interprets it as instability. Instability requires monitoring. Monitoring creates tension. And tension, when it becomes constant, feels like anxiety or mental pressure even when nothing urgent is happening. This is why you can build a perfectly reasonable structure and still feel internally unsettled. Your mind has not yet categorized it as reliable. It is waiting to see whether this is another short-term effort or something that will actually hold. If your history includes repeated cycles of starting and stopping, your mind has learned caution. It has learned that enthusiasm often precedes collapse. And because it has learned that pattern, it keeps a certain level of alertness active in order to prevent responsibilities from slipping through the cracks. That alertness is not a character flaw. It is not weakness. It is adaptation based on past experience. Most people do not struggle because they lack discipline. They struggle because they attempt to change too much at once. They redesign their entire routine. They adopt multiple new habits. They attempt to optimize every area of their life simultaneously. For a short period, they sustain the effort. Then, the weight of the overhaul becomes unrealistic. When the system collapses under that pressure, something subtle happens internally. Your mind updates its model of you. It learns that strong beginnings do not necessarily lead to sustained follow-through. So next time you attempt to create order, your mind does not fully relax into it. It remains watchful. That watchfulness is what you experience as lingering tension. You may label it as overthinking. You may describe it as feeling unable to switch off. But underneath those labels is something simpler and more direct. Your mind is not yet convinced that this structure will last. If you want calm to become stable rather than occasional, the goal is not to build a more elaborate or sophisticated system. The goal is to build internal credibility. Internal credibility develops when you repeatedly do what you said you would do, in small and sustainable ways, long enough that it stops feeling temporary. Credibility does not require perfection. It requires repetition. Right now, your mind may be asking quiet questions in the background. Will this routine still exist next week? Will you actually close your day intentionally tomorrow? Will the boundary you set be honored when it is inconvenient, or will this effort fade the way others have? If the honest answer is that similar efforts have faded before, then your mind has learned to remain cautious. Caution increases vigilance. Vigilance consumes cognitive energy, and that ongoing energy consumption feels like strain. This is why intensity is not the answer, motivation is not the answer, complexity is not the answer. Reliability is the answer. You do not need a powerful system, you need a stable one. And stability is built by making your commitments small enough that they can withstand normal life interruptions. Instead of redesigning your entire routine, choose one structural anchor. Only one. It might be a 5-minute shutdown ritual at the end of your workday where you capture unfinished tasks and consciously close the day. It might be a single trusted location where every responsibility is written down instead of stored mentally. It might be a weekly review at the same time each week that allows you to see what is coming. The key is not how impressive the anchor is. The key is whether you can repeat it consistently. Your goal is not optimization. Your goal is evidence. Every time you complete that small anchor, you are providing your mind with proof. You are demonstrating that responsibilities are contained. You are showing that there is a reliable process for handling what needs attention. In the beginning, you may not feel different. Your mind may still want to double-check things. It may still rehearse tomorrow's tasks. That does not mean the system is ineffective. It simply means the pattern is new. Trust is not built through intensity. It is built through accumulated consistency. After 2 weeks of steady repetition, your mind begins to notice that the anchor has not disappeared. After 3 weeks, it starts to expect it. After a month, it anticipates closure. When anticipation becomes predictable, scanning decreases. If your brain knows that there will be a defined time for review and closure, it does not need to keep every task active all day. If it trusts that everything has been captured in a reliable place, it does not need to rehearse those items repeatedly in order to prevent them from being forgotten. This is how tension lowers in a sustainable way, not through forcing relaxation, through demonstrated reliability. There is another layer to this that is often overlooked. Many people unintentionally train self-distrust through small, repeated overrides of their own boundaries. You tell yourself you will stop working at a certain time, but you continue. You decide you will not check your phone in bed, but you do. You commit to writing tasks down, but you revert to carrying them mentally because it feels faster in the moment. Each time this happens, the message to your mind is subtle but clear. Your boundaries are flexible when pressure increases. When boundaries are flexible, monitoring must remain active. If your mind cannot rely on your rules, it compensates by staying engaged. This is not punishment, it is protection. If you want your mind to settle, you must reduce internal contradiction. That does not mean becoming rigid or extreme. It means honoring small commitments consistently enough that your internal system no longer expects collapse. When you make a modest commitment and follow through repeatedly, internal trust grows quietly. It does not feel dramatic. It does not feel inspiring. It feels steady. You may not notice the moment it forms. What you will notice is the absence of constant urgency. You will notice that evenings feel lighter. You will notice that you are not mentally holding every responsibility at once. Another common mistake is confusing novelty with progress. A new planner can feel productive. A new tool can create a sense of momentum. But novelty does not create trust. Familiar repetition does. If you change systems every few weeks, your mind never has the opportunity to classify anything as stable. It remains in evaluation mode, constantly assessing whether this new approach will last. Evaluation mode keeps alertness high. Alertness prevents calm. Choose something simple and stay with it longer than it feels exciting. Allow it to become ordinary. Predictable systems may feel boring, but boredom in this context is stability, and stability reduces monitoring. Reduced monitoring creates mental space, and mental space allows calm to appear without being forced. You may also need to adjust your expectations about timing. Calm is not a reward you receive after one organized week. It is a side effect of sustained predictability. If you have spent years cycling through short-term overhauls, it will take more than a few days of consistency to retrain that pattern. That reality is not discouraging. It is empowering because it means the solution is not hidden or complicated. It does not depend on personality or talent. It depends on behavior that is small, repeatable, and sustainable. If part of you feels skeptical, that is understandable. Skepticism is simply another form of cautious monitoring. Your mind has seen enthusiasm before. It wants to see endurance. So give it endurance. Choose one structural commitment and maintain it for 30 days. Do not expand it. Do not optimize it. Do not layer additional changes on top of it. If you miss a day, return immediately without redesigning everything. Consistency is not perfection. It is the ability to resume without collapse. Over time, your mind begins to downgrade the need for constant supervision. It learns that responsibilities are handled. It learns that closure exists. It learns that tomorrow will not be chaotic because today was contained. This is how trust forms, not through emotion, through evidence. And once trust forms, calm stops feeling fragile or temporary. It becomes the background condition of a system that works reliably. You may not notice a dramatic shift. You may simply realize that your thoughts feel less urgent, that you can end your day without rehearsing it repeatedly in your head, that you can step away without feeling like something is about to fall apart. That shift will not come from trying harder. It will come from being consistent enough that your mind no longer needs to double-check you. If you take one idea from this, let it be this: your mind does not need inspiration. It needs proof. Proof that your systems remain. Proof that your boundaries hold. Proof that your commitments are honored. Provide that proof in small, sustainable ways. Let credibility accumulate quietly, and allow calm to emerge as the natural result of reliability. Thank you for being here, and stay calm.